Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, today's video, this is about a preacher. This is from a clip on Right Wing Watch. I think the preacher's name is Kenneth Copeland. I didn't write it down. I think that's his name. The clip will be right down, first one right down below, so you guys could click on it. It's right down in the description. First one, it's only not even a minute long. So that's what the video is about. And I found there's a few things I really found. I'm baffled. I try, when I see people constantly do something, I wonder why they do it. All right, so this clip, it's the preacher saying that he knows why. The devil has an assignment. See, once again, when I hear anybody speak for a deity or for a mythological creature, or that they know what what God thinks or God says or God told them this, man, I tell myself, you are full of bull, man. I'll get into God in a second. Don't turn the channel on me yet, man. All right, so he knows the whole reason here why these incidents, I gotta be careful how I say this, these incidents have been happening in schools, like Uvalde. Okay, it's not because of, that in a lot of these states like Texas, you can walk into a store and walk out with a weapon of war, basically. My attitude on this is, look, there's more of these things, these weapons in America now than there are people. We're not going to get rid of them, but maybe it should just be a little bit harder, or take a little bit more background checks, a little more time, so an 18-year-old kid can't walk in and walk out with something that's used in Ukraine or in Bosnia or in war zones. It's the same damn weapon being used every time. There's got to be a reason for that. There's got to be a thing. Use your heads. And it's not the devil. And that's what this preacher says. Okay? The devil has an assignment. And it's all because of one woman. That's how he says it. One woman. I got to talk about this too, this woman thing. He talks about the woman and her son that were atheists back in 1963, where religion was not allowed in schools because of freedom of religion. I'll get into that a little more in a second. The Pilgrims came here in the 1600s because they were being persecuted in England. And there's links right down below. It's another falsehood of our American history. When they came here, they didn't allow anybody to practice any other religions besides for what they were practicing. The brand of religion, whatever it was. It wasn't Catholicism, but so they came here because they were being persecuted, and they started persecuting people when they got here. Kind of typical Americanism, but don't get me going on that. All right, so he says it's all because of one demon, this demon-infested woman. Again, it's all because of women. I'll talk about that more than that in a second. And because her and her son were atheists, and the Supreme Court passed the ruling that Bibles, he specifically says Bibles weren't allowed in schools. What about Muslims? What about Jewish kids? What about Muslim kids? What about Buddhist kids? Buddhist. I can't think of all the religions right now. That's what this country's about. All right. And he says, because Bible should be in schools. So the devil found his way into our school system. And that's the whole reason. It's not because, kids could just walk in and buy these, 18-year-olds, 19, 20, whatever, mentally unstable people with drug addiction. Anybody could walk in and buy these weapons of war. It's not because of that. It's because of this one demon-infested woman and Satan. That's why this stuff keeps happening in schools. I'm glad he has the answers for this. Once again, man, like I said, anybody that speaks for God or the devil or claims they know what God wants, know what the devil's doing, no. All right, let me talk a little bit about God. I believe I've come extremely close to death. The one time I had massive internal bleeding, I did a video about that. I drank, I took drugs, and I broke a main artery in my esophagus, and I had a massive GI bleed. I ended up in ICU. I lost tons of blood, and I remember. I'm not going to even get into it. I don't even know if I want to tell you guys. It's personal, but it made me believe, without a doubt. I felt like, let me just tell you this, I felt like I was going home. I swear to God. I just got goosebumps when I said that. I felt like, I want to, screw this world. It felt good. It felt like, oh God, I don't want to go back there. And it just felt like I was going home. It's like I knew this. I've known this the whole time, but I couldn't remember it. That's what it felt like. And there's more, but I won't get into that now. And that's some of the reason. I'm in recovery and the higher power thing every morning, every single morning. This is from my my rosary when I was confirmed, and I pray with this every morning. Last night I was reading Keku, and there's some interesting theories in here, like with the split window experiment, quantum entanglement. And this is one of the smartest guys. This guy here, one of the smartest guys on Earth. Now that what's his name is gone, Einstein and Stephen Hawking, and he talks about with quantum entanglement. I'll just be quick on this. That there's only two basic options: either that these tiny particles react by being observed. Either there is a higher power, there is a higher power controlling things, or there's multiple universes, infinite universes all around us. Every time we make a decision, universes branch off. Wow, that's some heavy stuff, man. And it makes sense the way he says this too. So I believe that there's a lot of stuff out there. I'm sure I know there's a lot of stuff out there that we don't see, that we don't understand yet. I look at us as kind of being back when, they thought the earth was flat. They sure there was monsters, you'd fall off the earth. I kind of think that's, how we really are right now, but we don't want to admit it, that there's a lot more out there. Anyway, this is Preacher. He blames it all on this one woman. And again, what is it with women? I'm going to download another video today. I did some serious dating tips because of Nick Fuentes and his involuntary celibate people. Nick Fuentes hasn't had a girlfriend and or had any relations. So my next video is going to be dating tips for incels. Seriously, check it out. Even if you're married, check it out though. It's serious. It's a real. There's 3 real tips that have worked. I found benevolent to my life in communicating with the fairer sex, and. So again, what is it about these conservatives, these far right people, that they hate women? I hate to go there, but I think they look down and they feel that they're scared that women are laughing at them. That's the only thing I can come up with, or they're jealous that women can create life. Other than that, I don't get it, because there seems to be some real hatred from these people. There's some, look at the clip down below. The way this preacher says, one woman. It's all because of one woman. All these school incidents, the hundreds of school incidents, all the kids, everything that's happened, like in Newtown, it's all because of one woman. One demon-infested woman. You gotta be kidding me. Really. You're gonna, you're not gonna blame it on the fact that anybody and their brother can walk into a store in Texas and walk out with a military weapon? Really? That has nothing to do with it. Anyway, the clip's down below. I'm going to have dating tips for incels in my next video. Check out the clip down below. Have a great Friday.